coming down to the police station. My name is Constable Gemma Organ Fletcher, and I would like to gather some information about what you witnessed earlier today regarding the car theft. This interview is being conducted at the Townsville Police Station at 13:30 hours on the 11th of October 2022. For the record, please state your full name, date of birth, and place of birth.
My name is John Coles. I was born on October 10, 2007, and I was born here in Townsville.
John, before we start, I need to remind you that you have the right to remain silent and that you do not have to say anything or answer any question or make any statement unless you wish to do so. But if you do or say something and make a statement, that it may be used later as evidence. Do you understand this?
Yes, I understand.
We also have your mum in today as your support person, as you are under the age of 18. Could you please state your full name?
My name is Wendy Amelia Coles.
Thank you both, John and Wendy. John, could you also please provide me your address?
I live at 100 Laverick Street, Mount Louisa, Queensland 4814.
And John, could you also tell me what you do for employment?
I'm currently a student at Townsville High.
Excellent. I was a student there a very long time ago. How are you finding school?
Oh, it's alright. It's good because my friends are there, but sometimes the subjects are hard.
I remember I wasn't very good at math when I was in high school, and I know that it's changed a lot since then, but because it's been so many years, but I'm sure they still teach algebra. Is that right?
Yeah, algebra's the worst.
I remember thinking that at your age too. And do you live at this address with your mother?
Yes.
And does anyone else live at the house with you?
My dad and my little sister Remy.
Oh, are you the big doting brother to your little sister?
Yeah, she's alright. Sometimes kind of annoying though. Like yesterday, she cried over losing her sock, but she hadn't lost it. It was stuck in a shoe.
Little sisters are like that, but it sounds like you love her very much.
Yeah, and she does make me laugh a lot, actually.
Sounds like you have a wonderful relationship with your sister. Would you like to tell me what your favourite activity is to do together?
We like playing Xbox together. Sometimes I let her win because she gets a bit sulky when she loses all the time. But I'm way older than her, so of course I'm going to be better.
And what game do you play on the Xbox? I will tell you I'm not very good at computer games and I don't know very many.
We play Fortnite. Have you heard of that?
I have, but I think that's because it's very popular. I don't know what it is though. What is the goal?
Basically, you can play alone or in teams, but it's way easier in teams, and the mission is to get the most points and be the last person standing, pretty much.
Okay, so do you battle each other, or is it like mythical creatures like dragons?
There's like different versions of Fortnite. The one I play with Remy is the one where we have to kill the zombies and gather resources and save other survivors and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, actually.
It does sound like a lot of fun. But I'm going to focus on what happened today regarding the car theft. You think you're ready?
Yes.
Right. Could you tell me in your own words what you saw regarding the incident of the car theft I just mentioned?
This morning around about 5 a.m, I was out for my usual morning run, and I always pass by Nikki's house since it's on my route. I know she drives a blue Holden Commodore with a missing petrol cap, and she usually parks it in her driveway. But as I was running down the street, I noticed a man wearing a dark hoodie, and he was using a torch to shine into the driver's window of Nikki's car.
Okay, and can you tell me what you did when you saw this man?
Yeah, I briefly stopped because I thought it was kind of weird, this guy shining a torch in a car. But then he looked up, and then he looked at me like right in the eyes. I didn't feel right with him looking at me, so I just kept on running. But while I was running, this car came speeding past me, and it was Nikki's car because it was the blue Commodore with the missing petrol cap.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made the decision to keep running, John, and not confront the person. You listened to your instincts, and that's very important. Can you tell me where Nikki's car was parked when you saw this happen, though?
It was in her driveway. She always parks it there.
Okay. And how long and how do you know Nikki?
Oh, she's been our neighbour since I was young. She's a really nice lady. She's got a funny accent because she's not from Australia.
Do you know what country she is from originally?
She told me she's from Russia. She told me it's cold there and she came here to get the sun.
Plenty of sun here, isn't there? And can you tell me how it is you know that the car is a Commodore? Do you know what that brand of car is?
Oh yeah, because my dad is a massive Holden fan. So I've kind of grown up with them. And Nikki's car reads Holden Commodore on the back.
I guess maybe Holdens are your favourite car too, hey?
Yeah, a little bit. But Nikki's Commodore isn't anything special. It's kind of beat up though.
Can you give me a few more details about what you mean by that?
I mean that a car isn't in the best condition, just on the outside, not sure what the engine or anything's like. It's how I knew it was the car speeding past because it was a blue Commodore that wasn't in the best of condition.
Thank you for clarifying that, John. That's a really good detail to have. So when you saw the man in the car, what street were you on?
Laverick Street.
And when you go for a run, where do you normally go?
I usually turn left when I come out the front of home, then run to the end of the street and turn right. That street is Norman Road. That one takes ages to get to the end of, and when I get there I go right again down Flapper Circle,
Okay.
and I can run around that and it takes me back to Norman Road, and I go left to follow it back to Laverick. Takes me about an hour to finish the run.
Okay, well, it's wonderful that you're taking care of your health and fitness. Can you tell me whereabouts on your run did the car speed past you?
It was on Norman Road, but when I was coming back, not when I was running to the circuit.
Okay. And could you tell me what time you think that might be?
Well, I looked at my watch because I knew it was Nick's car, but I saw that it wasn't her driving, and my watch read 5:42 a.m.
That is very good information. Thank you, John. Can you tell me anything else about the man in the car?
It seemed like he was in a hurry because he didn't pull up at the stop sign at the end of our street. He kind of just sped through and didn't even look, and that's really dangerous.
You're right, it is. And can you also tell me if you've seen this man before?
Oh yeah, I've seen him around the neighbourhood before, and he always acts suspiciously. Some of my friends have also noticed him, and we all find him strange.
We'll probably look into that as we investigate, but I will tell you that hearsay can't be used as evidence in a case, and what I mean by that is that I can't use what your friends have told you as proof when I'm conducting an investigation. They can certainly give me their own statements, however, if that was something I needed to ask. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you will ask my friends about that guy?
I can get statements from them if I feel the need to, because I can't use what they've told you. So if this goes to court, that kind of detail will never hold up. But can you explain to me a bit more about what you mean when you say that he acted strange?
He just kind of hangs around, you know, but not with anyone, just like himself. And he's always wearing a hoodie, even when it's hot.
Yeah.
And he never says hello to anyone. Just kind of walks away from people.
Okay, that's a good picture that you're painting for me. Is it possible you could describe what this man looks like?
He's definitely black, like an Aboriginal or something. Even though he wears a hoodie, he's had it down a couple of times and I've seen his face. He's got pretty dark hair and lots of it.
Okay. And could you describe what kind of build this man has? Like, is he tall, thin, has a beard, those kind of things?
Yeah, he's not really tall, like 5 foot something. I'm 5'6", and I reckon he's not much taller than me. Doesn't have a beard though, and he's got a bit of a pot belly. Not huge, but you know.
Alright, and does he have any identifiable marks that stood out to you? Like maybe something like a birthmark or a tattoo or even a very noticeable scar?
I wouldn't know, I've only seen his face. He's always covered in black clothing, like the hoodie and black jeans. I've never seen him wear anything else.
Alright, was there any brand names on the hoodie or the jeans that you can remember?
Nah, they were just plain black. big grubby like stain, but he didn't have anything like Nike on.
Okay, and do you remember what kind of shoes he was wearing?
Just plain black things. I don't think it was a brand or at least nothing I could recognise.
Alright, thank you, John. That is really valuable. Do you have any additional information or details that you think might be relevant to the investigation?
Not that I can think of. I think I told you everything I saw and know about the guy.
Thank you for your cooperation, John. Your account of the incident is crucial for our investigation. So to make sure I have all my facts correct, I'll just run through with you what you've told me.
Sure.
So at 5 a.m. this morning on the 11th of October 2022, you were out running your usual route from Lavarick Street to Norman Road onto Flapper Circuit and back again when you noticed unusual activity from a man in a black hoodie, black jeans and black shoes, all unbranded, who was shining a torch through the window of a blue Holden Commodore missing a petrol cap, which you know is owned by Nikki, your neighbour. Is this correct?
Yes.
You stopped briefly, but when the man looked up at you, you continued running. And when you saw him running a stop sign at the end of Lavarick Street, you proceeded to turn right onto Norman Road, passing you in a blue Holden Commodore, which you know also to be Nikki's car. Is this correct?
Yes.
You have also said that you have seen this man around the neighbourhood before and describing it as average height with dark hair and a brown belly and no identifiable marks. He may or may not be of Aboriginal descent due to your description of skin colour. Is this also correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, John. If we need any further information, we will contact you. Is there anything else that you would like to add or ask at this time?
No, I think I've covered everything.
Wonderful. I will run through some formal questions with you and then I will terminate the interview, okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me if you have taken part in this interview of your own free will?
Yes.
Has any threat or promise been held out to you to get you to take part in the interview?
No.
Were you told of your right to remain silent at the start of the interview?
Yes.
Have you answered the questions truthfully here today?
Yes.
Does anyone present wish to say anything before I conclude this interview?
No.
I will now terminate this interview. I make the time 13:40 or 1:40 p.m. Do you agree with that time?
Yes.